Hey guys, and welcome back to At Home with Rhonda. I am going to take a small little episode and talk about some things about taking care of your skin. It's very important, and I've got to put my makeup on. I've got to go through my routine this morning. So for some of the young people out there who maybe you've never had somebody to kind of sit down and say, these are some things that you really need to be doing on a daily basis. We're going to cover that right now. And so if you're like me, I have been very fortunate to have some very good influences in my life to help cover some of these things. But sometimes we just, I don't know, sometimes we grow up and we just, we assume things. We haven't been told certain things. And so I just want to take time. If you go to the mall, if you're a teenager or young adult, and you want to wear makeup and you want to kind of get started with your, making yourself look presentable to the world, you have to have products, right? So kind of products is where it starts. And what I want to say, and there's probably going to be a lot of people to disagree with me out there, but what I have found over my life, it's not so much the brand of product. No matter if you use Olive Olay or Estee Lauder or Avon, there are hundreds of thousands of different name brands of products that you can use for creams and lotions, for foundations and makeup. There's just so many products out there that it's like, okay, well, what it comes right down to is what can you afford? And so what my suggestion, my recommendation, and what I've learned over the years is not so much the brand as it is the routine of what you do. And years ago, I actually used to sell Mary Kay. Mary Kay is wonderful products, great products. But even when I sold Mary Kay and I had the little Mary Kay parties, I would tell them, it's not so much that you buy my product, but what's important is that you go through a good routine to cleanse your face, to tone your face. The toning helps to get rid of any of the residue from your face wash or any oils on your face. A good gentle toner is great because it just helps to get your face and your neck to be squeaky clean. And of course, after you do that, you want to moisturize and protect. So cleanse, tone, moisturize, and protect. Those are the four things. And then after that, you have prepared your palette. You have taken care of the foundation of your face so that at that point you can begin to put on makeup and cosmetics that will help to enhance the beauty that God has already given you. So I'm not going to take a long time, but I did want to talk to you about that. Honestly, for me, I love a lot of products, but Olive Olay is kind of my go-to. I've used it for years and years. I'm not going to say it's the only thing that I use, but I have mostly used Olive Olay products for many reasons. Number one, it is a good product. It's been tested, it's been tried and true for not only my generations, but generations before me. And it smells good, it feels good. It's just overall been a great product. No matter what product. They have toners, they have face cleansers, they have the lotions or the foaming face cleansers. Most products do have, everything that you need to take care of your skin. So because I am kind of I'm 50 years old, I'm using a product from Olive Olay that's more geared to my age level. So one of the things that I do is, a little dab will do you. It doesn't take a whole bunch. But the main thing, I've already washed my face and I've already toned my face. Now I'm going to moisturize and protect. And not only just my face, but you also want to get your neck. That's very important. You get behind your neck, anywhere that the sun is going to beat down on you. You want to make sure that you are protecting yourself. So just make sure that you lather it on very good. Get all into the creases. And just make sure that you get it everywhere. So I have already cleansed. I actually have a product that I use, and it is Estee Lauder. It's wonderful. It's a foaming face cleanser. I have just about used every drop of this. I've been using this for a couple of years, and I love it because it is a good product, but this one tube will last me for an entire year, or maybe even a little more. So it's been, I think, you know, it's at least, it has been a year since I purchased this, and I got it on sale at Belk's. So anyway, I cleansed my face with that and toned my face. You can use Witch Hazel, you can use Ola Olay has a great toner that you can use. And then I'm going to moisturize. And then the next step, well actually I moisturize and protect. And then the next phase is to put on your foundation. If you're one of those people who you just have a wonderful complexion and you don't need foundation, that is wonderful. That has never been the case for me. So let's talk about foundations for a minute. There are so many, again, there are so many options out there. And I've never been just stuck on one name brand. I buy what intrigues me and what I think is going to work for my skin, and it doesn't matter what name brand it is. And it also has to fit within my budget. Because, you know, again, sometimes you can spend $10 for some foundation. Sometimes you could spend up to like $50 and $60. So, you know, your budget is important too. So one of the things that I do is if I'm not going anywhere and I'm just going to be around the house, but I still want to kind of put a few cosmetics on my face, I have a powder foundation, and it's Laura Geller, or Geller, I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but that's another line of makeup that I discovered that I really, really like. And so if I'm just going to be around the house, let me get my little brush here. It comes with a retractable brush, which is awesome, okay? And when you get through, you can put it away like that, okay? And open it up, there it is. So I'm gonna do a couple things today. If I'm just gonna be around the house, I will just simply put this on, and you can go online. I think it's laurageller.com or something. You can just put it in the search box and it will be fine. But this is not gonna be a heavy coverage. This is just gonna give me a good little foundation. It'll help to even out my skin tone, some of the sunspots that I have. It'll help to cover that, and age spots, because again, I'm 53 years old. So I'm just gonna dab a little bit and just, you know, give myself kind of a light coverage. So I should have done like half of my face so you could see the difference of that. We'll put that away for now. And again, if I'm just going to be around the house, I'm not going to like go crazy, okay? I'm not going to put on mascara and all of that. I just kind of want to put a little bit on so that, you know, I don't look like I just rolled out of bed. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got this nice little palette from Laura Geller. This is what it looks like on the outside. I'm hoping you can see that. Laura Geller. It's L-A-U-R-A as her first name, G-E-L-L-E-R. Great products, especially if you're in your 40s and 50s. It's kind of age appropriate, I would say, cosmetics. But I love this palette. It has 3 shades of eyeshadow. It has 2 powders. It has your cheek color and this bronzer. And I actually, what I do is I use my little brush for the bronzer, and I dab it on my eyes. Because again, you know, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to be around the house, right? So, you know, I'm not trying to dress to impress right now. I'm just going gonna put a little bit of color on that, on my eyes. And then I'm gonna dab a couple times in the cheek color, like that. And again, I'm not going crazy. I just feel the need. And when I do my cheek color, I usually just kind of dab at other places. My forehead, you know, I'll put like a little dab there. A little dab will do you, right? And when I'm doing this, one of the things that I love when my grandgirls are here, that's one of the quality times that we have together, is they love to come into the bathroom with me, and I'll put my makeup on, and then I'll put a little dab on them. So it's been kind of a special time with me and my grandgirls. So every time I put my makeup on, I always miss them. I always miss having those little girls around asking, can I have some cheek color? Can I have some eyeshadow? But also when you're doing, you're putting on your cheek color, you want to put it on a little darker than what you would normally wear it, because I'm going to come back with some powder and try to get everything even toned. So if you put it on very lightly and then you put your powder on lastly as kind of your finishing coat, then your cheek color is not really going to show up. So I am going to put it on a little darker than what I normally would. And then the next step is I have a brown pencil, and I'm not even sure what, this is Maybelline. So again, I'm all over the place. I don't just buy one brand. I buy whatever works. But for my eye color, I usually like the espresso color. I don't like black and I don't like brown. So I like somewhere in between. So black is too black. It's too much, too dark. And brown is, I don't know, I just don't like the shade. And so espresso to me is like the perfect combination. It's dark enough and I just like it. So anyway, so if you're 56 years old or, you know, my age or older, sometimes using an eye pencil is a struggle. And a few years ago, I started noticing that I was having a hard time making a straight line on my upper eyelid. And I kept thinking, what is my problem? I have been using eye pencils since I was a teenager. Why am I having a hard time with a straight line? Well, all of a sudden one day it hit me, and I was really up close and personal with the mirror, and I was trying to, you know, put my eyeliner on, and I saw a wrinkle on my eyelid, on both of them actually. And like right in the middle of my eyelid is this little tiny wrinkle that as I am trying to make a straight line, it just doesn't want to work. So I have to be very gentle, because, you know, one of the things you don't want to do, especially you guys out there who are young, you know, start some good habits now so that you don't have wrinkles like I do. You know, the less pulling and tugging on your eyes like that is better. You know, we look in the mirror and we're just like pulling and tugging at our eye. Well, you know, you do that every day. And by doing that every day, you know, add 40, 50, 60 years to that, and, you know, you're going to stretch your skin out. So don't do that. Just find another way. So basically what I do now is I try to kind of go from the outer edges of my eye to where that wrinkle is. And then I just try to do kind of like a dusting, what do you want to call it? Just, you know, little sweeping action to go past that wrinkle. And then one of the products that has really helped me with this phase is the pencils that have the little smudging. It's like an eraser at the bottom. It's not an eraser, but it's kind of, it looks like that. It's a little smudging spongy thing, so that if you do make a mistake, I can just, you know, use this little smudger thing, and it really helps. It might make the line a little wider, but that's okay. You know, you find what works. And so that would be my suggestion is if you're my age and you're having that problem, a softer pencil is going to be your best friend. The only problem too with softer pencils is you go through them like crazy. I just about use an eye pencil once a month, and I hate that. But anyway, it is what it is. So I don't necessarily use an eye pencil every day, but that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to put my eyeliner on, and then I'll be back. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. This is the first video that I've done where I'm doing makeup. So I'm going to try to get close to the camera, but I still have to look in the mirror. So I just very gently pull, and I just do this like sweeping mechanism like that. And then again, when you're trying to get your eyes where they need to be, try to limit the pulling and the tugging. So give me just a minute. Now I'm going to pull out this little smudger, and I'm going to do that. See? Just kind of a light action. See the difference between this eye and this eye? Anyway, let me get the other one done real quick, and then we will move on. We're almost done. And again, today I am not going to be going anywhere. So I'm not trying to go crazy. Uh-oh, see, sometimes you just don't get it quite right. I find, and I don't know why, but I find that it's easier for me to do my left eye than it is my right eye. I'm really going to need the smudger today. Because, you know, when you get to be our age, sometimes as well, you know, my hands are a little shakier at this age than what they were when I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s. But, yeah, this little smudger is pretty amazing. I bought this pencil, and it's kind of on the brown side, so I really don't like the color. I don't like the color of the pencil, but I keep it because I like the little smudger on there. So I guess it can be a backup if I run out. All right, almost there, people. So yeah, this is not going to be perfect, but that's what I do. So smudger, if you're my age and you're having troubles with putting on eyeliner, my recommendation, get a soft pencil, okay, like the kind that you were to sharpen. That's out. I know they're the cheapest, but unfortunately it's going to cause you to have to pull and tug at your skin way too much. So if you're going to wear eyeliner, a soft pencil is imperative. That's very important. Whatever color. I also like to use like the blues, because I've got blue eyes, so that, you know, every time I wear that I always get compliments with that. But then get yourself a smudger. Get you a pencil that has a little smudger thing at the end of it, and it will help clean up a whole lot of mistakes. And practice. Don't give up. See, that's the thing is, if you get frustrated, don't give up. You got to figure it out. There is a way. So you just got to work. You got to work with it until you can figure it out. So I've got 2 more steps left. And as I told you before, when you're putting on your cheek color, you want to put it on a little darker than what you normally would, because now I'm going to take my powder and I'm going to put a little, this is going to be like my finishing touch, okay? Not with that. I got to get my right brush out here. And I'm just going to kind of lightly dab, and I'm going to just put like a little finishing touch on my face, all over. Just kind of bring it all together, you know. You just, I remember when I was going through my Mary Kay training, the lady kept telling me, blend, blend, blend. And then when you have blend, 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 you blend some more. And so when working with eye color and cheek color, You know, the key truly is blending. Anyway, that's what I was taught at the time. So normally if I was going out to a fancy restaurant, and I really wanted to go crazy with my makeup, I would put lip liner on, I would put mascara on, but that's not the story today. So this is just gonna be kind of my natural look. I have two favorite lipsticks, and I believe this is L'Oreal. Again, L'Oreal has just been kind of my go-to for the majority of my makeup. Doesn't mean that I'm stuck on L'Oreal. I do try other brands, but L'Oreal it's just my go-to. It's tried and true. So I have two colors, color 892. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't half see. And then color 135. So color 892 is too dark for me, but I use it, and then I use this color 135. It's a little highlighter. So I start out, and again, I'm not going crazy. I'm just going to put on a little bit of that. Okay. And then I'm going to use the highlighter to highlight and lighten up. So wasn't that simple? Like I said, if I was going out somewhere fancy, I would put lip liner, lip liner. And actually, if you put the lip liner all over your lips, not just line your lips, and then you put your lipstick on, your lipstick will stay on for a lot longer. So a little tip there for you. But anyway, the thing I want to leave you with, that I used to always tell my Mary Kay people way back in the day, is when you are putting on your cosmetics, when you're putting on your makeup, the purpose is not to look like an entirely different person. Okay? It's not. God has created you, and you are beautiful without it. You have a natural beauty that you are perfect. Okay? God made you perfect. Okay? You are beautiful. Makeup does not make you beautiful. Makeup does not make you beautiful on the inside and the outside. It enhances the beauty that God has already given you. So remember that. You're not trying to change your look. You just want to enhance. It's like accessorizing, okay? We find that perfect dress, and what makes it so wonderful, we love the dress, but then we accessorize it. We find the right earrings, the jewelry, the necklace, the scarves, the shoes, the belt. We accessorize, and that's what we're doing with our face. We are just accessorizing. We are enhancing the beauty that we already have. So I want you to remember that. You don't need makeup to make yourself beautiful. All right, God has already made you beautiful. And so you take that. That's a good tip for you today. You guys have a great one, and thank you for joining me today and watching me putting on my makeup. And I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.